You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock. So Dalby's out sick once again, and I thought this was interesting. We got a bad line message yesterday of someone noticing a certain trend in their own life whenever Dalby gets sick.
There's this pattern where I can predict when I'm going to be sick just based on when Dalby's off the radio sick, and then it's also the complete other way around. I know when Dalby's going to be sick when I get sick, and it's tangible nature at this point. It's when he's not on the radio, I know I'm about to get the plague. When I get sick, I know he's about to be gone for like 2 days. And I'm not blaming Dalby. It's the kids, and Dalby even knows this. It doesn't matter how often or how hard you emphasize washing your hands. It always comes down to a cough in the face or, hey, get your tongue off that public hand railing, please. So that's it. That's all. I am going to go blow my nose and lay on my couch because I feel like crap and I can taste my lungs. Have a good day.
You know what would be really funny to find out is that if this lady and Dalby's kids go to the exact same school, I feel like you could time that out with all the parents that go to your kid's school. You guys probably all get sick at the exact same time. I mean, everybody knows kids, they're just little germ goblins, right? As soon as they go down, you know you're going to go down a few days later. It's kind of the circle of life. I feel like having kids and being sick, though, is like, you don't really get to be sick. You just become, like a worse parent. You're laying there dying, and your kid's like, play with me. And you're like, I'm fighting for my life. And they go, but can you fight for it while building Legos?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Today is the final day of the NHL regular season with the playoffs kicking off this weekend. And as a Leafs fan, I've never been so happy to see the season come to an end. With our loss to Ottawa last night, I think we have a 41% chance of getting our first round draft pick there. But I was wondering, as a Leafs fan, who are you rooting for in the playoffs? I mean, this is the first time the Leafs haven't made the playoffs since, 2016 or something? I feel like I'm going to watch, but I don't really have a dog in the race. And I know a lot of people will always take that angle of like, you got to root for the Canadian team. But I'm going to be honest with you. There's only 3 Canadian teams. And unless it's the Oilers going all the way, buddy, I am hard pressed to ever cheer for the Montreal Canadiens or the Ottawa Senators in my life. Like, as a Leafs fan, if Montreal or Ottawa goes all the way and hoists Lord Stanley, I'm never going to hear the end of that crap. And don't get me wrong. I want the cup back in this country as much as the next guy, but you can't do that. That's just like rooting for your ex's success, you know?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Yeah, as a Leafs fan, I got to be honest with you. I really don't even know who's in the playoffs because I stopped watching quite a while back.
I don't think you're the only one on that front, brother.
But I would have to say, though, I think Buffalo's in.
Yeah, they got like a little Cinderella story going on right now because they weren't supposed to be there either.
No, they weren't. And then if you want to be like a bleeding heart type person, I guess, and Mitch Marner, you'd like to see him maybe win a cup, eh?
I did say the thing about you don't want to see your ex's success. I feel like with Mitch Marner, it's almost like you're happy to see him get out and succeed,
Yeah, it's like, and it's funny you said that about the ex's success thing, because as soon as you said that, that's what made me think of Mitch Marner. And I'm thinking, well, it would be kind of nice to see the kid win one, but, I don't know. I sit on the fence on that one.
I think Mitch Marner is more like a coworker that you're like, I'm so happy you got out of here, dude.
Yeah.
And then you
100%.
wonder why you stick around.
Yeah, very good point, my friend. Very good point.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
A woman in BC recently discovered that her husband was married to not only her, but multiple women. She came across one of those Facebook pages. You know those Are We Dating the Same Guy pages where a girl will post a photo of a guy and then you find out he's cheating on you with pretty much everyone in the town? Well, she noticed her husband on there. Turns out he's married to 3 other women. Yeah, 2 in the province in BC and 1 in Buffalo as well. which is absolutely insane. I mean, you hear of these stories back in like the 60s, 70s, 80s of people pulling off this whole double life thing, having multiple wives, multiple families. But how do you think you could pull this off in 2026? Like in the world we're living in right now, living a double life, like back in the day, you just needed a private investigator to catch someone. Now you just need Facebook. I mean, I don't condone any of it, but it's kind of impressive how he could swing this. Like, what job does this man have that you've got 3 secret marriages? Because that's the kind of money that I want, man.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
With this page that you're talking about, are we dating the same guy or girl? I think it's so ballsy, the things that people put on there, and just even like they're opening their self up for a can of worms, because eventually if you're the other girl and you're posting on there, you're gonna get found out. Like girl sleuth, really good.
I also wonder, I mean, we live in such a world of people trolling all the time. How many times do you think people just throw up random photos of people they hate on there just to, ruin their lives a little bit?
I can confirm, not myself, but out of a couple of my girlfriends, they have most definitely done that out of a very bad breakup, just throwing some stuff up on there just to trash the man.
That is so petty, dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's a level that I'm not willing to stoop at, but I see it. I can understand it, but no.
I mean, Carrie Underwood just slashed a guy's tires and keyed his car. That's whole next level, though.
I'd say that's like the 90s version of these Are We Dating the Same Guy page, but it's just we take physical action instead of verbal action and slashing you on the internet.
It's a different world, isn't it?
It's 100% a different world. I think long live the 90s era, and we should just keep living that kind of mindset, not whatever this trash is.
Bring back spray paint and dirtbags cars, guys.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
If Creed can make a comeback, that can too.
You're right. You're right.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Here's a win for the fans. We can all agree that concert ticket prices are getting out of hand. Well, a New York federal jury has found Live Nation and its subsidiary Ticketmaster liable for illegally monopolizing their live events. And now Live Nation is claiming that they are going to fight this decision. But then again, I really don't know how they can. I mean, there was even text messages released from their CEO that said he wanted to turn live events into a luxury item so people felt more competitive trying to get them. And that's exactly what it's been. If you've tried to get concert tickets over the past few years, it is absolutely insane and disgusting. But the crazy thing is we all just kept buying them. And even the bands complained about these ticket prices. I remember The Cure refusing to work with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. Hell, I'm a Blink-182 fan. Mark Hoppus apologized when the band got back together for how obscene the ticket prices were starting to get there. But I'm interested to see what the protocol is even going to be. Is it just going to be like the Loblaws bread fixing scam where we're going to get a $5 credit to a concert? In my opinion, I feel like Live Nation should be made to set up some free concerts, and they should have to foot the bill to have the bands perform. We'd still have to acquire the tickets, but it wouldn't cost us anything. But that's a huge pipe dream. Let's get real. Ticketmaster and Live Nation will probably just give Donald Trump a Master of Peace ticket prize made of solid gold, and that's realistically probably going to be the end of this court case. We always know the little guys never win.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
As more and more people across the globe are starting to not have children, we're seeing a real drop in the fertility rate across the entire world. A researcher at Yale University claims that we could solve the fertility crisis by, are you ready for this? Having swinger parties. Yeah, he claims that by, throwing your keys in the bowl could lead to more babies being born, which, hey, I'm sure if you lived in the 70s, you know the truth in that. I bet you it could work. Although I feel like the other problem is we're going to have a lot of DNA tests on the rise, and unfortunately, Maury has retired. I will say this, though. As someone who has been very vocal about being on the fence about having kids, I feel like a lot of people like myself, you have, obviously, A, financial worries being a big thing, B, worrying about messing things up, maybe wanting things to be different from how you're growing up. Not saying I had bad parents or anything, but you know what I mean. And then I think C is, have you taken a look at the world around you? I think a lot of people who are really iffy about having children, that's the biggest thing. They don't even want to live in this world, let alone bring someone into this hot mess right now. But I think with the fertility rate thing, I think Japan and China have got the right idea. I mean, we've talked about this before. They're giving incentives to people to have children. They're literally offering people money just to have kids, which is maybe more or less the right move. First baby signing bonus, like when you sign up for a bank, you know what I mean? Or maybe even what we could start doing is offering free education for kids. Or hell, if we can't afford to do that, at least free therapy for the kids. I mean, Lord knows they're going to need it after finding out their parents were swingers.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Check out this headline. Hamilton police charge man after referee hit during ball hockey game dispute, which might be one of the most Canadian and dumbest headlines this year. There's really not too many details. It just happened during like a rec men's league game. Police say referee was struck by a player during a dispute over a call made during the game, which, I mean, I don't know the whole story, but after my fair share of beer league and sports as an adult, I'll tell you this. There's no way catching an assault charge there is worth it. I always wonder when you hear about these guys like at beer league and whatever that get into fights with the ref or assault someone, who'd he make his first phone call to? You imagine calling your missus as she's getting the kids ready for bed and then you drop that on her? Or even imagine trying to call your boss and be like, hey, bud, sorry, won't be in to work tomorrow. You know, those stupid friggin' refs at ball hockey there. I feel as I get older and older, I have so much more respect for referees. Honestly, round of applause to all the refs out there. Like as a kid, don't get me wrong, absolutely despise them. Then you realize, man, these people are getting paid like nickels just to be out there. They're not getting paid enough, whether it's your rec league, beer league game, or your kid's minor hockey game. They're out there making what? Like minimum wage? Just to get berated by some dude who's clearly got more going on in his life than this ball hockey game right now. You know what I mean? Or even the parents out there. See parents unloading at like some teenager. It's like, simmer down, bud. Relax. The beer league ones always kill me too, because it's like, buddy, it's not that serious. You're playing at 10:45 at night. I'm telling you right now, there ain't no scouts here, bud.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, we got Don on the phone. Don, you've been reffing for a while. How long you been a ref?
14 years now. Minor hockey. I've done do house league, and I also do the AAA circuit. It's really good. I love it. I love on the ice with the kids and stuff. You know, the kids are a joy. Love the thrill of the game and on the ice and stuff. But it's funny because it's the parents. The parents are the one. It's you never know what you're going to get. Every game is a different set of parents and a different set of thrill. You know,
and it's always your fault too, right?
Oh my God! No matter what happens, it's you're the sixth man on the ice all the time. You know.
What's the craziest thing a parent's ever done to you?
Oh God, I've had parents try to fight me. I've had parents throw their coffees at me. I've had, especially, I'm going to say it, the dads will scream and holler at you. The dads will call you stupid. The dads, but I tell you what, there's nothing like a hockey mom. The hockey moms will follow you to your car. They'll call you everything underneath the sun. They'll say the stupidest thing to you. Every parent coming to the arena thinks that their little Johnny or their little Janie is going to make it to the NHL. But you know what? I hate to break them to them. Half the time, 80% of the kids out there suck. They're never going to make it anyway. They're lucky. They're lucky if they can. They're lucky to make it to the arena, let alone to the NHL.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Crikey! Time for animal impressions with Croc and Digby. Sorry, Brock and Dalby.
All right, we've got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for Saturday's jackpot on the line. And for animal impressions today, I have asked you to be a cow, but the first cow that was ever milked. What do you think was going through that cow's brain? It had to be a very bizarre exchange, right? You know, we've all heard the joke about who was the first guy to think about it. Well, who was the first cow to get milked? So if you are not one of our cows, that does make you a judge here. So 762-555, please judge accordingly. We'll start with this one.
All right, this is Skaggs, boys. A little bit of redemption from yesterday, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
My impression of a cow getting milked for the first time. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that's not my udder, but I'm not going to sound.
I get where you're going with Skeggs, but like scientifically, it wasn't grabbing the udder. Maybe we don't need to get into that much of a thought. All right, here's another one. I believe this is Anthony.
Oh, hey, Terry. Terry, what are you doing down there? Terry. Oh, Terry. Oh, Terry.
Oh, God.
No, don't think it, Terry. Oh, that's disgusting, Terry.
I like that. That's kind of where my head was. Usually, you know, the cow would more or less be, what are you doing? Maybe feeling good. And then, yeah, the shock of seeing it be drank after, for sure. All right, we got some contenders here. This is Dan.
This is Dan, and this is what's going through a cow's mind when they're getting milked for the first time. Baby, I woke up this morning, the sea was storming inside of me. Baby, I think I'm capsizing, the waves are rising and rising.
Little Marvin Cow there. Okay, that was fantastic. That deserves a round of applause in itself. Okay, we'll do a couple more here. We got Sam.
Oh, hey, there's that farmer I trust who always feeds me every day. What's he doing? What? Whoa, he's going under. Whoa, what are you doing? Whoa, oh, this is kind of nice. You know, this is quite the relief. What are you just gonna throw that out? Like, you probably should have. Wait, you're gonna drink that? Oh my God, what's going on here? What am I?
All right, kind of similar to Anthony's. Good stuff. We're wrapping with this one from Chris.
Those hands are cold. You should have warmed them up a little bit. You're going to be touching those things there, eh? It's a good thing I was a cow and not a bull.
Oh my God, sometimes I come into work and I wonder how I get paid to do the stupidest stuff. A round of applause to all the fellas there. You guys absolutely crushed it, but I'm already seeing the text line right now. Everybody is saying it's got to be Marvin Cow Dan here this morning.
Baby, I woke up this morning, the sea was storming inside of me. Baby,
it's the
I think I'm capsizing, the waves are rising and rising.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Just text us, 762-555. Ask a question right now, and we'll read it on the radio. Just text us, 762-555. Ask a question, comment, or concern. We'll read it on the radio. All right, let's get her going. 762-555. Since Dalby is away, we do have the one and only Boss Jackie on the line right now for Texas Thursday. Thanks for hopping on here, boss.
You finally looped me into doing this.
Every time Dalby is sick, I message Courtney, and if Courtney can't do it, I message Jackie, and she's bailed every single time.
And here I am.
All right, Jackie, first question. I know you're expecting this one. Everybody wants to know, why do you hate Pantera so much?
I don't hate Pantera. I hate that you play Pantera. And it's kind of like, you know, when you have a kid and you tell them to stop doing something once, and the first time they do it, it doesn't bother you, but then they keep doing it anyhow, and that's what bothers you. That's what my relationship with Pantera and you guys is.
So if I play Pantera today, what's going to happen?
Well, hopefully Dalby's back tomorrow. That's what I'll base my decision on.
All right. Okay. I guess this leads into the next one. A few people texted this in, and I'm curious. Who do you like better, myself or my beautiful, sexy friend Dalby?
That's an easy one. I'm going to have to say Dalby because he's been a model employee the last couple of days.
Okay. I see how that is. All right. Great answer. Someone asked, how do I get my band on the radio?
How do you get your band on the radio? Well, you know what? We've set up an email for that. You can email Riley Jabor. Look him up and send him an email.
He is our music director. That's the best way to do it. I know I always feel awkward when I'm out in public and people are like, man, like, you should spin my song. And I feel like I guess the best way we could describe it is like radio isn't like the glory days where we get to, like, if you could explain it, I don't get to pick the music, right?
No, it really is. A lot of it is based on research and it's based on the following of the bands and all of that. And honestly, you guys listen to the station, we don't play a lot of new music either. So that makes it even more difficult to get a spot on the station.
So we can't play your band and we can't play Pantera and it's all corporate's fault, right, Jackie?
Exactly. Yes. Way above me.
I guess another one, I mean, talking about bands, I keep seeing on the text line is why do we play so much Nickelback?
Because you all secretly love Nickelback. People like to slag on Nickelback, but we do research and everyone loves that band.
It's like the cool thing to hate, right? Like everybody used to hate on Creed and then they came back around. I'm telling you, like, you're already starting to see it. Nickelback is having a resurgence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nickelback's cool again.
All right, we'll do a couple more here. Someone said, what is one thing you love about Brock and Dalby and one thing you hate about Brock and Dalby?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah, give us a good answer. That way I can complain to HR.
Yeah, exactly. You guys know I am a huge fan of you guys. You guys have such a great following. You are an awesome show. I love that you show up to work every day. I hate when you don't. Like Dalby, he deserves the slack he's getting for missing these last couple of days.
All right, final one here. Do you think we deserve a raise?
100%. Yes. I just don't hand those out, so you're not getting one.
And who do I talk to get one of these raises?
If I knew, I would let you know.
Okay. Well, until I get a raise, we're playing Pantera every single day.
That's not instead of not getting a raise, you're just not going to get a paycheck if you do that.
Some people do hunger strikes. I'm doing a Pantera strike.
It won't last very long.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.